go, shh, shh. They get this, their face gets all, shh, 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 here she comes, here she comes. And then they start staring. And girls, you have this weapon about you. You have these eyes that can just drill the holes through the life of anybody. And everybody begins to stare at this one girl, and they stare the whole way. And if this girl is, strong enough, she might stare back like this. And these girls are staring at each other, and there's this, and no guy wants to walk between that because they'll like fry if they ever walk between that. So, and then as soon as she's gone, they start going, did you see that she was staring at us? I can't believe she was staring at us. Oh, did you see what she was wearing? And they get this little clucking going in a circle. That's how girls cut each other down. Now guys, they don't have time for circles. They just go, blah, blah, there now. First thing in the morning, you guys are laying in your bed, you're sleeping, and your counselor, or you hear some bugle or some music, and you wake up in the wagon and will tell you, you're ugly, what happened to you? Right in your mouth. I mean, you don't see each other at school, you go home after school. First thing you start doing, so you see each other, you start cutting each other down. Now guys and girls, here's the thing, is we laugh at ourselves when we do that. It's still the opposite of what God calls us to do. Now some of you go, Festus, come on. We're just joking when we do that. We're just joking. Isn't it funny how we do that? You ever notice? You cut somebody down, and you go, oh, I was just joking. Let me cut you to shreds and tell you how horrible you are, but I'm just joking. Somehow, by saying I'm just joking, it's supposed to make the person feel better. Now, here's what happens. When you are doing the opposite of that thing that Jesus wants us to do, this is what happens. When, let's say, a person comes to your school, they just does something different to their hair. Maybe it's a guy does something different to his hair, girl does something different to their hair, and they come to school, and you always feel a little uneasy because you don't know what everybody's going to say about what you just did to your hair. And so you're feeling a little uneasy, and you're coming to school, and you're hoping your friends are going to like it, and someone walks up to you and goes, ha, man, what did you do to your hair, man? Did Dad run a lawnmower over here? What's up with that? Oh, wait a minute, I'm just joking. And somehow, the person goes, oh, good. Inside, they go, oh, good. They're just joking. I hope. Maybe. And for the rest of the day, they're walking by, and every mirror they walk by, every window they walk by, they look in the mirror, and they start trying to fix their hair. And the whole day, they're concerned whether you were actually joking or not, and what other people are saying. When you make these comments, who do you get people to look at? Themselves. And Jesus says this, I want you to go to your brothers and sisters in Christ, and I want you to get and have them look at me. And what we do is we go out and say things, and we get people to look at themselves. That's why it becomes the opposite of what Jesus calls us to do. And a lot of times we're just joking with our friends. I had a girl in my office one day. She was a freshman in high school. She'd done homeschool for most of her life. And at one point, her parents said, when she was 9th grade, sent her to Santana High School. And at Santana, one of the first... oh, I'm from Santana. This girl from Santana, and she's one of the first days there. She's with her friends, of all things. She's with her friends, and they just, when some of them are friends, we just do things. We don't even think about what we're doing. We just do these kind of mean things. We're joking around, and she's crying in my office telling me the story. She says it was like my second day. She's walking across this big grass quad where most of the students eat lunch, and she's kind of nervous about being there. She's never really been to a public school before. She's never really been to a formal school, and she has this dress on that she wore that day because she didn't quite know what to wear, and she's trying to look nice. And she's walking with her friends. Well, they're walking across this grass, and one of her friends kicks her foot. Kicks her foot, and she trips, and she rolls down the grass. Her dress is flying up in the air, and from that day forward, the students in her school, they start calling her names. They just started, oh, you're that girl. They started saying all these things, and some of them were crude, some were rude, and some were just trying to be funny. But this girl's crushed, and now she's at this brand new school, and it was probably in her school for about 2 months, and she's sitting in my office. She goes, Festus, what am I going to do? Every day I go to school. And I'm sure her friends didn't mean to do that. I'm sure her friends didn't want to do something cruel like that to hurt her, but just joking around, we do things to people. We don't even think about what we're doing, and we can end up devastating the inside that we don't even know the pain that we bring to people. And this is just what happens. I'm going to show you a verse, one of your memory verses. Go ahead and put up the memory verse, 1 John 4:7-8, up there. How many of you guys memorized that verse today? 1 John 4:7-8. Good job. All right?
You guys want to throw up the verse?
Do you have it up there, Rihanna? 1 John 4:7-8. It says this, though, as it comes up, it says, Beloved Christian, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knows God. He that loveth not, he goes, knoweth not God, because God is love. Here we go. Beloved means Christian. So he's talking to Christians. This is John. All All right, this is John talking to Christians. He says, Christians, let us love one another, for love is from God, and everyone that loves is born of God, and you know God. Yeah, the one who does not love does not know God, for God is love. He's saying, I want you to love each other. Because if you love, then you're part of me. You're connected with me. You're connected with my heart. But he says, if you don't love God, he goes, or if you don't love other people, he says, then you don't even know who I am. Because I'm what love is all about. Now, I want you to look across this room here. This arena, all right? Look across there. Do you love everybody in this arena? All right? Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Some of you go, well, Festus, I don't know everybody in this ring. I didn't ask you that. Now, let me explain to you the word love. Love does not mean uki guki gashi muki guki love. All right? It doesn't mean that. The word simply means this. To care. It simply means to care. So if I don't want you to answer this out loud, but I want you to look around here. Do you care about everybody in this ring? Okay, thanks for saying. I didn't want you to do that out loud. Ooh, what happened here? There we go. It means to care. It means to simply care. And when you sit there and you go, well, Festus, yeah, I haven't thought about it much, but I think I do care about Christians, everybody in this room, in this arena here. But there's just one person. I don't know if I can really care about this one person because they're really rude and they're really mean. I don't know if I can do that. And you know what God says to you? He says, yeah, I know. That person's kind of hard. But I love them, and I want you to start working on that. You see, it's possible to be able to care about other people. But it takes time in some situations. But it is something that God wants us to go towards and doing. Is to care for others. And the problem is this. Is that if you don't care about other Christians, if you don't care about other people, then really it's difficult to love God. Because they go hand in hand. Now in a few minutes I'm going to bring out this bird. It's going to kind of help us understand how this works. Because some of you in here might see yourself in this bird that's here a little bit in a few minutes. And if you see yourself in this bird, I think there's some things in your life that you need to look at. And there's some things that God would want you to change. In order to be able to get to a place where you care about people. Because when you care about people, then you have the ability to change the world. Or at least be part of that. So who's got my animal back there? Who can bring my animal up here?
Hey, can you send Samuel up here?
Now this guy's a little bit crazier. Alright, this guy's a little crazier. One time he got away from me, and that was not pleasant. There we go, I got him. Inside the barn, and that was quite awkward. Alright, here we have a nice little guinea hen. Woo. Star Wars. Alright, little guinea hen here, not a guinea pig, but a guinea hen. Alright, kind of a weird looking bird. Alright, whoa! Okay, kind of a strange looking guy here. Alright, you can see he's the one who has this, ouch! Alright, you can see he's got this head, looks like a skull. He's got this little horn. He's got these red He's got these red flapper things on both sides of his head that come out here. He's got these scrawny little hairs. You know, like those kind of hairs that grow on your grandma sometimes. Right here, all right. But you know, he's kind of an ugly looking bird, but if I was to actually cover his head and look at his feathers, I look at this bird and go, wow, he's actually kind of beautiful. Then I pull my hand away and go, oh no! No, you are ugly! Of course, he's saying the same thing about me. Right. Kind of a straight, kind of a strange looking bird here. But again, tonight, I don't want to talk about how ugly he is on the outside. I don't talk about how ugly he is on the inside. But you see, this bird is quite ugly. And again, I don't mean his guts. Those are kind of gross. I'm talking about his character. The character of this bird is quite ugly. You know, when you get quite a few of these birds in the same cage, what they do is they pick out one guinea hen and they start attacking that one guinea hen. And what they do is they'll jump on the back of that guinea hen, they'll start taking their sharp beak and start pecking with this sharp beak that he's attacking my finger with, and start tearing off the skin on the back of the head of that guinea hen. Yeah, guinea pigs do the same thing. But he starts tearing the skin off of it, and he jumps in the back and they keep pecking, and not just one of them, they usually gang up on different groups. And they chase this one guinea hen around, and if we see that happening, we have to go in and rescue out that guinea hen, and then we got to put some medicine on him and put him in a different cage. And a lot of times after we do that, it settles down for a little while.